What's going on, YouTube? I wanted to make a quick video here of my my new cichlid tank. I've got a 150-gallon tall now. Just set this tank up in my living room last week. If anybody's seen my previous videos, I had a 125 and a 75-gallon that I had my cichlids in. I still have those tanks. I'm just going in a different direction with them. So anyway, got a good deal on this tank. Got it set up. I just wanted to shoot a video showing it off a little bit. It's a 150-gallon tall, so a 4-foot by 2-foot tank. I'm not exactly sure of the height. I think it's somewhere around 30 inches, give or take an inch or two. It's a really tall tank. If anybody's in the market for a tank like this, I will warn you. If you have to do anything on the bottom of the tank and it has water in it, you're going to get wet because this tank it's super tall. I have to use a step ladder to actually get to the bottom of it, especially in the back. But yeah, it's a 150-gallon tank. I've got a mix of African cichlids in here. I have peacocks, haps, and mbuna, and I have two Sudanis, the African featherfin catfish. I'm not exactly sure the exact number of the cichlids because I've had these fish in multiple tanks, and when I added them in here, I should have did a head count and got a good list. I've had some of these fish for a long time. But anyway, one day I'm going to actually get a list together of exactly what kind of fish or what fish I have and the exact number, because I can't keep up with it anymore. It should be around about 30 fish, maybe a few more. Like I say, I've got a mix of peacocks, haps, and mbuna. It's mostly peacocks. The mbuna I have, I try to keep the more peaceful mbuna. I've got some ACIs. I've got one yellow lab. I've got one bumblebee, and bumblebees, they tend to be more of an aggressive fish. But the one I've had him forever. He was a tiny little fish. He was barely bigger than a fry when I got him. I bought him from PetSmart. Long time ago now, and like I say, that's him right there. He's actually grown up, be quite a nice fish. He's got a decent temperament for what he is. He can get a little spastic sometimes, but for the most part, he leaves everybody alone if they leave him alone. But yeah, I'm happy with this tank. I tried this is the first time I've tried a new substrate. I got some Carib Sea. The African cichlid mix substrate. It's the first time I've used it. One thing I will say about the substrate here is on the bag it says that it's pre-washed. Don't rinse it because it has beneficial bacteria in it, whatever. And I threw it in the tank. I just wanted to see how bad it would cloud. It clouded my water up pretty bad. It took about 3-4 days before it cleared up. And I know it says not to wash it because it had beneficial bacteria, but I really didn't care because I've used old canister filters and hang them back on this tank that are well cycled, and I have a sponge filter on here that are well cycled. So if anybody does use the Carib Sea stuff, if you're using old filters and they're cycled and ready to go, I would say wash the stuff because it clouded my tank up, and I had to do about 3 or 4 water changes on this tank before it got clear enough that I was comfortable shooting a video. Anyway, on my filtration, I'm running a Marine Land C360 and API Filstar L, which is also, I think they call it the XP3, and I'm running an AquaClear 110. The AquaClear 110, I use that so I can put any carbon bags, some ChemiPure, stuff like that in it. It's easier to get to when I want to service it. The 2 canisters, I'm running pretty much just straight biomedia on them. I have a sponge in the bottom of each one, and but then all the trays are full of biomedia, and I've got my sponge filter. And the only reason I even put the sponge filter in here is because I don't know, I like to see some bubbles in the tank, and I had an extra sponge filter. The lighting, it's a 48-inch fluorescent model. I actually went to Lowe's Hardware And this is a good tip if anybody has fluorescent tubes and they want to change out the LEDs. I went to Lowe's Hardware, and for $9 a piece, I was able to buy two 48-inch LED fluorescent tube replacements. I'm pretty happy with the lighting. I think it does a good job. I tried an LED light that I had, and I think it's made by Marine Land. And I tried that LED, and it wasn't strong enough to penetrate to the bottom of the tank. I mean, it's a deep tank. So that was just a Marine Land's normal LED model. I didn't want to spend the money on a double bright right now, so I'm using a Marine Land fluorescent tubes. And like I say, I went and got the LED replacements. I've been real happy with that. I'm running 2 power heads in the tank for some current because the tank is, with the depth, I want to keep the water circulation. I don't want any dead spots. So if anybody buys this tank, I do recommend running some kind of circulation pumps on it to keep the water, stirred up and circulating. You don't want dead spots in the tank to where waste can settle and accumulate, and that can cause problems. But yeah, I'm happy with the tank, and I'll be doing some update videos on it in the future. I want to get a list together of all the fish exactly. That way I can actually name them off on camera. I know some people like to see videos with the fish identifications. Right now, I can't remember off the top of my head all the fish that are in here. But like I say, I'm happy with the tank, and I'm real happy to have this tank in my living room. It's a real big focal point now in the living room because, well, one, it is a huge tank. I mean, when it's sitting, when you see it in the store, it doesn't look that big. But when you get it in your house and it's sitting in your living room, it's like, good gracious, it takes up a lot of space. But like I say, I'll make some update videos on this tank, and I've got some other projects in the work. I have a 125. I'm going to do a frontosa colony in. And I have a 75 that I'm going to get my Oscar set up in, and I'll be doing some videos on those. So if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, and I will see y'all later.